My name is Church Haley.
My name is April Brooker.
And we're showing you stage 2 of Bruising with alcohol activated colors for HalloweenMakeup.com. Now we are going to switch over to the Skin Illustrator palette, which is right here. And this is the Vancouver Film School palette, but it is very similar to the Skin Illustrator Effects palette, just a couple color substitutions. And we're going to do bruise knuckles, and we're going to expand this bruise into, give it a little bit of mechanics, do a scrape coming across that. We're going to do that with this palette, and then we're going to get the airbrush out. So let's start off with putting a little mechanics into this. Hand me the airbrush if you would. If the skin's not broken, the color you tend to use is prime red. And both the EBA palette and the Skin Illustrator palette have that. And that's kind of an irritation color. You do halos around any cut that you do. And anytime the skin is kind of damaged but not broken, this stencil is one of my favorites. I use it all the time. It is by Airsick Stencils, and it's part of their Grunge series. That's like a defensive wound. So if I'm slashing at her with something, it's going to go across here. I'm going to do a little bit of the finer texture here. I'm going to stay with the same direction. And there you go. Kind of a directional impact mark right over the highlight. Now I'm going to change my red in the airbrush and go right into bruising her knuckles because she fought back against this monster.
Yes.
So I will dilute it with some alcohol. And if you put your finger over the tip of the airbrush and pull the trigger, it can kind of mix, it back bubbles in the airbrush, and it kind of mix your colors in there. So that's the bruise red. And I'm going to dial down my pressure on the airbrush to be real delicate. Now, it's real easy to overdo on these bruise knuckles. You don't want to do a halo around every knuckle, but you do want to make it softer and less splotchy than this because it pools. And if you hit somebody hard enough to actually have a full bruise around your pinky, you probably broke your hand. So most of the time I leave the pinky out, and it's these first two knuckles I concentrate on. It's in the deep parts, and then just a little bit, not even complete, around that third knuckle, and then leave the pinky out altogether. Now, that looks pretty complete right now. I mean, you might end up with a little yellow in there later, but knuckle bruises are real simple and real effective. I can deepen that up a little bit here, and later on I can make it purple, but this is mostly what you see, just the red bruised knuckles. Now we're going to do a little bit of scraping in there. For that, we're going to switch back to the prime red, and I'm going to use this egg shape that I have cut out of Stipple sponge. I actually made this out of Gutter Guard, which is it's like the black Krylon Stipple sponge that we use a lot of times for scrapes and bruises, but I can get it in 10-foot sections. I'm going to start with aged blood, and it's been soaking up the alcohol for a while now. Cream makeups work very well for this as well, but the trouble is they're a lot harder to keep from smudging. Act like you're punching me. Let's get the mechanic. Okay. So it's going to be like this. I'm going to put a little bit of black in there just to deepen that scrape up. And that's it. Scraped bloody knuckles. Now I'm going to come in there with a little bit of white. We already put some white on the knuckles, so they don't really need any more. Just bend your wrist. So I'm going to do the swelling in here and maybe a little bit up here. Just real lightly along those tendons. And there you go. That is a low light bruise and bruised scraped knuckles. Thanks for watching. All the products I used are listed below. Be sure to tell your friends and check us out on HalloweenMakeup.com.